All right, so what we are doing today, we're talking about our citrus. Now right here in our little wheelbarrow right here, we got everything that we need to up pot our citrus. And these are our Buddha hand lemons here, courtesy of Miss Sita. And she gave me some cuttings on this last year, and the cuttings have come out pretty decent. This cutting here has been inside, and you can see I've already put it in my little mix here, and you're gonna see the difference between this cutting and that cutting. You see how rich that green is compared to this one? Yeah, this one here, this one's in a soilless medium, and this is what I use to root all of my cuttings in. This is my citrus cutting. These are Pansaris trifoliates here, and this is a Buddha hand right here. This is 50% peat moss and 50% sand, and I use my Dollar Tree cloche to go over this, and this is how I root them. Now, what I want to do is take you out here and I'm gonna show you something. I want you to get a real good look at this first. You see that tri on there? That's the trifoliate, those 3 leaves there. If you come over to this bush, that's what you're gonna see on here. That's what this big tree is. It's a trifoliate. Now this is what they won't tell you. This is our brown select satsuma. And you can see she's starting to come in right now as those temperatures start to cool. That color will come in, but look at what's coming off the bottom down here. See those 3 leaves? That's that trifoliate. My point in saying that is, this is the key to this entire citrus tree being able to live in Georgia zone 8A and getting down to 8 degrees. Without this, and that's our rootstock, which is our Pansaris trifoliate, this is an inferior tree. This brown select satsuma would not grow well in Georgia zone 8A without that Pansaris trifoliate on the bottom there. So this is one of the things that they're not gonna tell you. I'm gonna take you over here to this plum tree. This is a green gauge plum tree. Now you see this tree is already gone dormant, but you see what's happening to the rootstock? That rootstock is more vigilant than the scion. And I'm gonna create rootstock out of this. Without this plant right here, this plant is inferior. It's gonna be prone to all different kinds of diseases. So we need this in order to create more of these. And again, this is our green gauge. Our fruit are coming in. This here is our brown select satsuma. This is one of the plants that we're gonna be carrying on growingoutthebox.com in the month of November moving forward. You're gonna see the brown select satsuma on there saying coming soon. Now we got a whole host of citrus coming, and we're gonna keep you guys abreast of when we get those. But going back to our Pansaris trifoliate on the bottom there, we're gonna be up potting some of our other rootstock that we're gonna be using for all of our citrus around here. All right, so now coming over to here, we got our Miwa kumquat. As that weather starts to cool, that's when that color starts to come in. But this is our Miwa kumquat. That's going to be available on growingoutthebox.com. If you've already checked the website, you probably already see coming soon on that. This is a Eureka lemon here. This also is going to be available on growingoutthebox.com. These 2 here are our ponderosas. This ponderosa hasn't fruited this year. This was fruited when we got it, but this one is doing all the fruiting this year. This is our ponderosa. And look at this baby here. She's starting to get her color. As those temperatures start to drop, that's when that color comes in. So we're gonna be up potting these, and I'm gonna give you guys the jewels on what this is, because this is a 100% all organic potting mix here. This plant has been growing in this since it was about 4 inches tall. And if you come up closer here, you'll see where it was nubbed out in the beginning. You see where that wax is? That's how tall that was when we put it in here. And these 2 are the same age. So in terms of height and size, they're pretty good and comparable, but you can see the difference in the color. This one's getting nutrients and this one is not. And the reason why this one is not is because that's a soilless medium and this is 100% all organic. And we're gonna show you how to mix that up today. Some things that we're gonna need. We're gonna start with our peat moss, and we're gonna use 10% of our peat moss. So that's our peat moss here. We have a compost here. We're gonna be using 30% of our compost. We got 30% of our mini pine bark nuggets. And you know, this is my go-to when we start talking about our blueberries. We're gonna be using 30% of our mini pine bark nuggets. And you know, that's my go-to when it comes to my blueberry bushes. That helps with the acidity as it breaks down. And this is the key to it all right here. It's that aeration that we're gonna need, and it's 20% of our pumice. Since I wanna moisten my peat moss first, then we're gonna wet that down. We want that peat moss wet down. You see how it's hydrophobic? So we want to make sure that we get our peat moss soaked before we mix it in. And again, our peat moss is going to be where we're going to get that acidity that we need. Our citrus likes that slightly acidic soil. All right. Now, in our last video we did with our blueberries, we did our 4 parts. This time we're gonna do 10 parts, and that's gonna equal our 100%. So we're gonna do this real simple. This is 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That equals 100% of our mix. So we're going to do this in parts. The first part we're going to talk about is 20% of our pumice. So that's going to equal 2 of these, because each one of these represent 10. And this is going to be for our aeration. You want to be careful with this too, because it does kick up a little dust. Stay away from that, because like I say, you don't want that dust. So that's 10. And you see I got the wind blowing to this side of me, so I'm standing on this side to keep that wind, but you should be wearing a mask when you're doing this. So that's 20% of our pumice. That's 1 part of our mix. So we just need 10% of our peat moss. That's going to be 1 cup. It's 10%. And that's 1 cup. We need 30% of our compost. So 30% of our compost is going to be 3 cups. It's 1, 2, 3. Now, remember now, this is going to be a live mix. So in order for this mix to be able to break down our organic fertilizers, the compost is one of the most important parts of that, because without that compost, you're not going to have any life in it, and it's not going to be able to break down those organic parts. So this is our mini pine bark nuggets, and we're going to do 30%, 10, that's our 20, and this is our 30. These 2 here. We're going to be using Citrus-Tone, 5% of our Citrus-Tone. So if we're going to be using 5%, that means we're only going to be filling this halfway. Let's see here. And again, you should be wearing a mask when you're doing this, but the wind is blowing in that direction. That's why I'm pouring everything to the right side of me. This is some of our homemade biochar. It's already charged up. And that's going to be the other 5% that goes into this to make that a 10%. So we're going to mix our biochar. Now we're going to go back down that list again. 20% of our pumice. The pumice is going to be for our aeration and good drainage. This is the most important part of this mix drying out. 10% of our peat moss. That's going to add to the acidity of the mix because our citrus likes to be anywhere from a 6.0 to a 6.7. We got our compost, and that's 3 parts. That's going to be able to break down all of this organic matter that we're putting in here. 3 parts, which is 30% of our mini pine bark nuggets for drainage as well. So we got 5% biochar up top and 5% citrus-tone on the bottom. The compost is going to come in, and that's what's going to feed your plants. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and mix up everything. We're going to take our compost. That's 10, 20, 30% of our compost. That's 10% of our peat moss. That's 10% of our pumice. Another 10% of our pumice. You see that wind's blowing in that direction. I can't stress this enough to you. You should be wearing a mask when you're doing this. If not, put yourself on the opposite side of the breeze. That's why I wanted to do this today. So that's 10% of our mini pine bark nuggets, 20% of our mini pine bark nuggets, 30% of our mini pine bark nuggets. And this is all our food and fertilizer that's going to be added. This is 5% biochar and 5% of our citrus-tone. I'm going to mix all of that in. And that is our 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% of our mix here. And we're just going to mix that up. See how airy that is? You don't want to use regular potting mix with this. Regular potting mix is too heavy for your citrus. Look at how beautiful that is. That is a beautiful, airy citrus mix. Beautiful and airy. You see how that just falls apart? It's going to dry out real easy, but we got enough substance in there. So the first one we're going to do, this is our Buddha hand lemon here. We're just going to tap her out of there. Oh yeah, she already locked into the bottom there. So she should have been out of here. And that's our Buddha hand lemon, so she has very good roots. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna fill the bottom of our planter. We're gonna sit her in, just test it out. Yep, that's about where we want it, because remember, we want to have this ridge right here so we can put our pine bark mulch on the top and mulch her in. So that's real good there. And then we just go around it. Give it a little shake there to get her in there. We want her to be up on top just a little bit. And she is finished. We have one of our Buddha hand lemons. And we have our other Buddha hand lemon. And we're going to keep our Buddha hands inside. So that is how we uppot our citrus in our all organic citrus potting mix. Growing out the box.